my name is Claudia, and I think today we're going to do a full face of drugstore makeup. Not for any reasons, I just feel like I bought quite a few drugstore pieces later last year, earlier this year, so I just want to put them all together to create a full face makeup look. They are not new to the market, they are new to me, so in a way I still want to test them out. And yeah, it turns out they are all drugstore prices. Some of them I have tried a couple of times already, so not really first impressions. Yeah, just a fun, chill video for a day like today. And if there's a category that I don't have anything like new-ish to me, I would just use my old drugstore makeup. Yeah, if that makes sense. Let's start with complexion. As always, I have, this one is new. This one is the Essence Multitask Concealer, Erase, Cover, and Care. Okay, so it can optically erases dark circles, cover imperfections, contours, and highlights. Long-lasting with hydraulic acid and caffeine. Buildable, medium to high coverage with a natural matte finish. Sounds like something that I really like. I've tried it once and it was quite nice that time. Yeah, may have to twist it up for a little bit. My goal is to keep it as clean as possible because yeah, I just don't want the product to transfer over the cap. That would be a bit gross. I don't consider it to be like too unhygienic, but it looks gross, and yeah, just want to try my best to avoid that scenario. Ew. I think with this kind of application mechanisms, it's quite hard to control how much product that I'm gonna twist up, and yeah, for it to like transfer to the brush tip. That I don't really like, and if you have any residual product, it's gonna just stay there and get everywhere. So applicator, not the most ideal thing to me, but the formula is really nice. I have to say, it's very thin, is low to medium coverage. Does it say low to medium? I think so. I think somewhat low to medium, but in a really nice way. I don't need any more coverage than this, so I don't mind if it's like too sheer. And today is a really cloudy day. Yeah, so I woke up this morning, I look up to the sky and be like, oh, I won't have enough light to film. Will I? And yeah, it's true. I think it's like 9 AM already, and yeah, we haven't had any sunlight since. You can tell it's super easy to blend. So nice to blend. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's kinda depends on your skincare and the conditions of your skin to justify whether a complexion product, a concealer or a foundation, to be blendable or not. Someday when I have really rough skin condition, nothing blends really well into my skin. I'll be like, ah, that's my problem, not the product's problem. So I get skin prep is really important. It doesn't have to be like a proper primer or like a whole primer routine. I've seen people who use like 2-3 priming products. You can, but I think skincare, a nice skincare base is a key for a good makeup to be laid over. I really like this concealer. So nice, so thin, enough coverage. Oh, maybe I need a little bit for this. Sits right here. And yeah, let's apply some eye primer before we carry on with the rest of the makeup, because I feel like I want to apply eye primer right now and give it a bit of time to set. This is new. This is also from Essence. This is the Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base. To be honest with you, I never had a proper eye primer before. So everything I use is just some concealer, or like a concealer that has like a thicker texture, and yeah, use it as my eye primer. This one is like the very first proper one that I got. And how do I feel about it? I'm not sure. I think this is a type of like quite sticky but like silicone-y primer, when it can help your eyeshadow to glide on a bit better, but also has a bit like tacky and grippy feeling. But I think it's more smoothing than gripping. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the effect as being a, you know, glitter glue of this one. I don't think it's meant to be a glitter glue, but I guess, my best guess, that is like a smoothing eye primer, and by that it can help a smoother applications of matte eyeshadows rather than an intensifier for your glitter lash shimmering eyeshadows, if that makes sense. And this is like $4.50, so I think it's a good experience for me to know whether eye primer is something that is for me, because yeah, I have been holding myself back from getting a proper eye primer because in the grand scheme of things, I don't think I need one. Like, I was okay before with just my concealer or no primer at all. Is it gonna make a huge difference that I would want to stick to it and make it like an extra step of my routine? I'd be like, oh, I would forget to apply eye primer from time to time, right? So just, yeah, it's just like, oh, like it's an extra step and I don't want to take it, but then what if it helps? And I need to test it a couple more times just to see, oh, is it gonna make my makeup last longer? Is my eyeshadow look would be like any extremely better than before, so that I can tell, oh, this is worth it. Powder, I don't have a new powder, so I'm just using this one. I bought this one last year, I think around November, December last year. So not too new, but I already know how I feel about it. It's really mattifying. It's like straight up conventionally matte powder, and it's quite thick, but it helps with oil control, and maybe I need some help with oil control today. But I have been steering away from this like absolute matte look. I've been loving like a sheer powder matte finish, like a satin translucent matte finish, like not too glossy but not too powdery and cakey. And this one is more like, oh, full impact, really matte. I don't have new bronzers and new blush either, so I'm gonna just use this is the Kind Collective Shimmer bronzer in the shade Glorious, just the tiny little one. This one is really affordable if you live in Australia and you can go to some Price-like stores. Also Big W, you can find this brand, the Kind Collective. The packaging is really cheap, but this one is only like $5 if you buy it individually, and if you buy like a bundle of 3, so any 3 products from this line, it would be $10, and that is a real deal. So this is like $3.33 each. That's really good. This product is really good for its price, and overall, without considering the price, is really nice too. And you can find other things like lipstick, powder. I'm in love with the powder. Yeah, for the same $3.33. So it's a really good price in this economy. I'm not sure that that kind of deal is available anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna check. You can also find lipstick, I think mascara. But yeah, I recommend the powder bronzer. They have some blushes, like 2 or 3 shades of blushes, and the powder. The palette is really good. I'm gonna say it again. I've been obsessed with that little powder. And lipstick. Yeah, they have lipstick and lip glosses. And for blush, today I want to use a cool tone shade of blush. So I'm using this Mimi palette, the Afternoon Tea blush palette. I'm going to use a shade in the middle called Cherry Tea. It's like a mauve neutral color. It's a bit cool tone. It's such an interesting shade. I think I'm done with the complexions. I'm gonna set everything with this Skin Proud Refresher Hydrating Face Mist. I've had this one for a while, and I'm still not very familiar with the concept of setting spray, but because I go for a more matte powder look, so yeah, I just want to refresh anything. And so far this one has been really good for that purpose. I think I said that in my ranking every makeup product that I tried in 2023, and I said these two pair really well together. This is like too matte than I expected, but this one, it helps to kind of like ground everything down to a hydrating and dewy enough level. Oh, this is a new eyebrow product. It's from the brand MissGuided. If you live in Australia, you can find it at some chemist warehouse stores. This is the O'Hay Brown Microprecision Pencil. I think I got in the shade, yes, super dark, because I have super dark hair. And it's a micro tip brow pencils with a spoolie, pretty standard. I don't think it's too expensive. I think it's around $6 to $7. And you know, at chemist warehouse you can always get the sales. So I think this one is pretty adorable. Do I like it? Yes, I do. But do I like the concept of a micro tip brow pencil? No, not really, because you can tell that right now I'm not actually use the function of a micro tip to like doing some brown hair stroke, so that you can have like a natural fuller look of your browns, like, you know, that kind of fluffy brown effect. I have eyebrow hairs, and sometimes it's pretty out of control. You can see like it kind of grows kind of towards my eyelids already. So I have brow hair to begin with. Do I need a product that help with a fuller look of your eyebrow? No, I don't. So I just want to fill in all of the like sparse spots right here and right here down the end. So I don't need this one. I don't need this kind of technology, let's say, in a way, to help me with something that I don't have a problem with. And that's interesting, because this is the kind of thing that people, if they have that kind of problem, they really love. And I like the formula, but I just don't need a bulky tool to solve the problem that is that minute, you know. So I like the formula. It's super dark. It's like, it's kind of a perfect color for my eyebrow, which I really like. It's not too warm, it's not, yeah, too red. It's like brown and red, that kind of territory. It's nice, gray, cool toned, really dark. It matches my hair perfectly and I like it. But I don't need this tip. I don't need this kind of tiny micro small double tip. I just need a regular, like a larger round tip, like a triangular or flat tip, and it can get the job done for me. Just kind of like fill in the spot. I don't need the positions. So if you like this concept, just go and get it if you like it and you think that you can enjoy the function of it. To me, it's also an experiment, and this experiment has shown me that I should stick with the concept that I am familiar with and work well for me, because it's innovation. But is the innovation really for me? Does it solve any problem in my life right now? No, not really. We have a little bit more sunlight just right into them when I do my eye look. So I have this new palette to me. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon in the shade Lies Off. I bought another cool tone neutral eyeshadow palette. That was so why, because I was at the store. I was at Target in Australia, and they don't have really big makeup section similar to the one in the US, and I'm a bit jealous with the one that they had. But I think the whole Wet n Wild line was on sale for like 50% off, and this one I got for $6. I was looking at some of the other options. I think Nude Awakening shade, and what's the other one, like Heart and Soul, the one with like pink, a bit burgundy, a bit rosy, warm tone color, and I didn't pick that one. I was surprised because when I look at this one, something was calling to me about this one. I don't know, maybe some of the shimmer right here, you can see like the duochromic effect, some of the foil kind of scattered effect that I'm really into. Maybe they are a bit more special than the other one of traditional shimmering formula. I don't know what happened, but I can see 3 shades of this palette that I wouldn't use. But the rest of the palette is tempting enough for me to get it, so I just got it, and today maybe we're gonna do a cool tone look with it. They don't have any shade names, so yeah, we'll just go with what we can see. I guess this is the only matte transitions option, so I'm gonna go with this one. It's a bit deep. So with my reference right now, I might prefer a lighter matte, like kind of a shade in the middle of these 2 shades, so that yeah, I can have another option of transition shade, like a lighter shade, so that I know that it's safe for me to start with. Let's check the eyeshadow primer. Yeah, it's all set, pretty nice. Because usually I go very gentle with like the transition shade, because I don't want anything to be overwhelming at the first touch, and then I get panic and yeah, just don't know what to do next if everything got messed at the first start. I don't think this formula is really pigmented, and maybe that's not actually that bad. Yeah, it took me a while to build up this kind of intensity of a cool tone brown like this, so I think this is not like a very pigmented formula, it's just something that you should be aware of. I'm gonna dip into this darker brown, and then just put a tiny bit on my outer corner. Ooh, okay, this one is pigmented, I don't know why. Ooh, this one is really pigmented. Yeah, maybe because I was using like a fluffier brush with the lighter shade, and then I tap up a lot of excess, so it was beautiful. But with the shade, I packed it with like a denser brush, so I feel like it's a bit more pigmented. The impact is like Ooh, right away. Okay. But it blends away pretty nicely. Not the easiest formula to work with. So to me, this palette is not beginner friendly. But yeah, but this is not like a very composed thought about this palette yet. I've been trying it only like 3 to 4 times. And it's always a learning curve. The more you try, the more you know how to work with it. But just a heads up that I have other eyeshadow palettes with different formula that actually is a bit easier to work with. But I think we're done with the matte for now. I'm a bit in between whether I want to use this warmer copper brownish shade or this kind of taupey shade, because I have another single eyeshadow that I want to use as a topper, and that one is a bit cool tone, so maybe it would be better to stick with the cool tone, but they would give similar effects, so I don't really want they counter interact each other and reduce each other's intensity, you know what I mean? So maybe I'm gonna go with the warmer one, just right between where they are gonna intersect. Okay, wow, it looks really nice. Maybe I'm gonna move a bit closer. Maybe too close, but yeah, just want the eye look to be a bit closer to the frame. That looks really nice. And the single that I want to use is actually a Clionadh eyeshadow. It's a standard dual chrome shadow in the shade Arcana. With Clionadh eyeshadows, you would think of like ethereal, sparkle, multi-dimensional, multi-chrome eyeshadow. But I picked up the shade because it's like quite neutral, quite standard, and it's not really expensive compared to other formulas in her stained glass collection. But it's still wearable. Not like you cannot wear other shades. It's easier to wear on a daily basis. Like you can wear it to, you know, day-to-day occasions. And yeah, but it also have that kind of duochrome effect, so it's still very special, not just blank. And yeah, it's not both the height of Clionadh eyeshadow is still there. It's so nuanced. You can see like there's a green blue flip to it. That is so cool. I don't know how to describe the shade. It looks boring on the pan. It's kind of like a muted pink that's really pale. But then the shape is just really, really beautiful. And yeah, it's not really drugstore. It's still in like a single shadow with a high price tag, but it's a standard eyeshadow compared to other expensive single eyeshadows from an indie brand, or even in the line of Clionadh cosmetics. So I think this is like an affordable option if you don't want to be like, if you want to start with single eyeshadows and you want to try something dual chrome, multi-chrome, but then you're afraid that it will be over the top. Sometimes I look at my Clionadh shadows, so these 4 right here, they are really, really nice, but do I want to wear them every day? First of all, they're expensive. I don't want to just use them up. I wouldn't, but yeah, they're so precious. They're expensive compared to this one. I think this one is just an easy one, like an easy pick. Still at a decent price point, like $5 or $6 US dollar, maybe a bit more expensive there, but when you get the sales, it could be around that price range. And it's just easy to use, just easy to put on, still neutral, still interesting. It's just a cool eyeshadow, and I'm glad I picked it up. I picked such a neutral, safe options, but it still turns out to be amazing. And finally, we have some lips products. I have this Wet n Wild lip liner. It was so why because I wasn't a lip liner girl before, but now I am. But now I kind of feel like I am more and more into lip liners every single day. 2-3 months ago, when I do kind of a makeup wrap up, like not an official one, but just like looking at my makeup purchase throughout the last 2 years, I was setting a goal for myself to not purchase any lip liners in 2024 because I don't use them. I don't like them. I don't like the look of them. But now a few months later, I think I get the idea. I think they look pretty nice. I start to like lip liners because it makes my lips look a bit more sculpted, but not like too defined. It also depends on the technique that you apply your lip liner with. So if you want to be like too sculpted, too contour, you can. But if you just want everything to be, you know, a bit refined, like you want to reshape everything, it can be quite natural. You know, something that I didn't like about lip liners before is that they made my lips look so fake. Like I put too much effort into reshaping my lips. That might be because of the technique that I was using. I was just like too strategically overline my lips without embracing the natural shape of it. Right now, when I know how to be like more light-handed with my lip liner, just kind of like, oh, I follow my lip lines, but try to make it easy, try to make everything to be a bit subdued, not like harshly contour anything. It turns out to be quite natural, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I am really like lip liners right now. Yeah, this is kind of the thing. So it's very similar but very different from the micro tip brow pencils. This one I think is new. It's like a strain to me in a way, but then I tried it and then I figured it's not for me. This one was also a strange and new for me at the time. I didn't know how to use it, but then I learned how to do the right thing with it, and it looks totally better than before. So this one is like an improvement and I'm proud of it. Okay, this is the final look. Just a full face of affordable drugstore makeup. Some are new, some are old. It's the combination of everything, and I really like the look, and I really like drugstore makeups in general. Like, they are affordable, they are accessible. They are more accessible than before, I guess. And you don't really need to spend a lot of money to get a completed and beautiful look. That's what I think. Once again, I'm Claudia, and hopefully we see each other again.